Good morning, it's me, Sandra, TTC45, and I am coming to you with a TTC update. So I had my HSN, which is a hysterosonogram short-term water sono. And of course, I didn't want to have the water sono at the beginning, but eventually I gave in to have it because at the beginning of my journey to IVF baby number 2, I had asked the doctor if he would do a water sono only because I kept having so much bleeding. And he had did a hysterosalpinogram, which showed that everything looked good from, I don't even know what kind of perspective he was looking at, because from what I'm told, you really can't see everything that you need to see on a hysterosalpinogram like you could on a water sono. Now remember, this is the same clinic that did not do a water sono on me in the past. In the past, I have had one IUI with them that failed, one potential IUI that I had canceled because I ovulated on the side that my tube was blocked, and then I had 2 failed IVFs. I went on to see another RE at a different clinic, and he was the one that told me about a water sono, which I had never heard of or didn't know what it was for. But he was surprised when he found out I didn't know anything about it, and that the clinic that I was seeing had not even done one on me. And he specifically told me what they do the water sono for. And his clinic at the time was looking for making sure there was no polyps or fibroids or anything that was going to jeopardize the transfer. And when they did the water sono, they saw one polyp, and that polyp was right in the place where, if you have a transfer done, where they'll put the embryo at. So I had to have that one polyp removed before I could move forward with the transfer. But that never happened because, as you guys recall, those of you who have been following me for a long time, I ended up losing my left ovary, and I decided to move forward with a donor egg after that point. Now, this time, the water sono was to be done to look for scar tissue, which is something they typically do after having a DNC. And you guys know I had a miscarriage recently, so I had to have a DNC, and they wanted to just make sure there was no scar tissue. When I had the water sono done, the water sono didn't really show any scarring, but it did show loads of polyps. And I didn't know how to feel after I saw those polyps, because I was kind of glad that I had the water sono done, because now I know that I could have potentially had a failed cycle again due to the polyps. And luckily they found out about it before the polyps had grew any bigger or got in the way of my transfer. So that was, a good thing. But then I thought about, at the beginning of this journey, when I begged the RE to let me have a water sono, and he refused to give me a water sono. So, not knowing the reason for my miscarriage, because of course I was hoping that I had got a what do you call that, pathology report that was going to tell me the reason why I lost my little baby. Not knowing, I'm still wondering what was the cause, other than that it was a bad embryo. I hate to say it, I hate to even speak those words, but I would have rather it been a bad embryo than anything else, because now I'm starting to believe, what if the cause of my miscarriage was because I had polyps? And these are not polyps that just grew overnight. I even told the nurse that. I said these polyps had to be there when the doctor did my transfer. And so I'm a little bit upset because when I asked him to do the water sono before, when I first restarted this journey, he refused to do it. So that could have saved my baby if that was the cause. But again, I don't know what the cause of my miscarriage was because they never told me what the cause of my miscarriage. So I will always have that strong in the back of my head, what caused my miscarriage. So again, more delays. I'm not going to complain about it because like I told you guys before, I'm going to be as patient with this as possible. This is not on my timing. This is all on God's timing. So if this is delaying the process, that's okay. Eventually it's going to happen. Delays does not mean denial. So eventually it's going to happen. And it's just not going to happen in the time that I want it to happen. So right now I'm going to be delayed at least a month or so because I have to wait for my next cycle to come, because this cycle I was supposed to start my FET, which I did start, but of course it has to be canceled now. And now I have to wait for another cycle to start so that I can have hysteropic surgery done, because the only way I can have a FET, they have to go in and clip off these polyps. So I will have a hysteropic surgery done on my next cycle. Once the hysteropic surgery is done and they have to send in the polyps in for pathology report just to make sure that the polyps are benign, then I have to wait for the next cycle to start the FET. So again, delays but not deniers. So at this point, I'm not sure when I'm gonna have the FET. I do know that I will be traveling soon, probably within the next 7 weeks, if I'm calculating correctly. Maybe 8, I think. No. Yeah, maybe about 7 weeks I should be traveling. I'll be traveling. I'll tell you more about that as I get close to my travel time. But I will be traveling in the next 7 weeks. And I just hope that my cycle does not conflict with my travel times, because then that's going to cause more delays. And I'm trying to be as patient with this as possible. But at the same token, I don't want unnecessary delays. You know, delays like this, having to have a hysteropic surgery to remove the polyps, fine. That's a reason for delay. But delays like having to go out of town for luxury and not business, no. But at the same token, I only here up until a certain length of time to exchange my date, and I've passed that time, so I can't change my date. I've actually changed this date twice already because of my FET schedule. So this is actually the second time I've actually changed this date, and I don't plan on changing this date anymore. So I'm gonna have to find a way to maneuver things if my cycle ended up conflicting with my travel time. Even if I have to take some birth control or something to delay things rather than waiting for a whole nother cycle. I was given a clue by one of my TTC sisters to maybe take some birth control and kind of stretch out my cycle a little bit longer instead of waiting for a whole new cycle. I'm gonna find a way. I'm not waiting till too far out, because before you know it, I'll be having another baby in the same month Pebbles was born, and that's the last thing I need, because Pebbles was born in the same month my twins were born. So I already got 3 kids' birthdays in the month of January. So I'd rather have a November or a December if that, you know, have to happen, which I truly wanted a summer baby, but that didn't happen. Again, it's not on my time, it's all on God's timing. So yes, ladies, I just wanted to come back and give you guys an update on that and tell you guys to just pray for me. Pray that these polyps be removed and be benign. Pray that things work out well so that I can have this FET soon. I am praying for you ladies as well, praying for your big fat P, sending the shout outs to TTC sisters who are, you know, having a big fat end, or those that are still in the process, have some delays themselves because they've either had to have surgeries. But I'm here, ladies. We're here for each other, so we're gonna pray that we get these babies in 2021 or 2022. Some of us may have to go into 2022. You know, we're gonna get these babies this year, next year, you know, whenever God has that plan for us. So shout out to my TTC sisters who are doing donor eggs. They have retrievals coming up, and who knows, maybe we all will be pregnant at the same time, and that'll be nice, but I'm not sure. So anyway, thank you ladies for blessing my page and following my journey. Those of you who are just dropping in to look at my page, I hope you subscribe to my journey. I will subscribe back as long as you let me know you have a TTC journey. Some pages I go on, they don't have a page set up. They just, you know, there to be looking on pages. But if you do have a TTC page, I do subscribe to your page, and I hope that you will subscribe to mine. So that's all I have for you today, ladies, and sticky baby dust to all of you, and I'll see you ladies soon. Bye. Okay, ladies, it's Hysteropic time. This is the day I come in to have my polyps removed and see if they're all benign. So just keep me in your prayers, and I will make sure you guys are updated once I have my results back and I'm able to move forward with my effort too. Love you ladies. Bye.